Hey everyone, I'm Jennifer, and I have a daughter with a disability. Her name is Abby. She's 7 years old, and she's growing up very fast, very quickly. It'll be 15 years till she reaches the age where she can actually leave the public school system. But once she hits 22, nobody has any answers for us. I'm not going to be around forever. When Abby turns 22 years old, I will be 64. Don't do the math. And so at 64, what do you do with a 22-year-old child who possibly at that point still won't be able to talk or still may be in diapers? How do you care for that adult child in your own home? 90% of adults with disabilities are still living at home with their aging parents, and that has to stop. Somebody has to do something. And so building a community for adults with disabilities is the answer. One of the things that people ask me a lot is, how did I come up with the name Two Sparrows? And, it took me a while to think of that name. And I bounced a bunch of names off my husband and off of my friends, and nothing was just sitting right. And I didn't know why. So I started to think about, what do I do with my daughter? Well, okay, I look at her. I know she's only 7, but I look at her like a little bird, like she's kind of helpless and, needs to grow and expand and learn how to fly and spread her wings. And so every year at Christmas time, I give her teachers gifts that have something to do with a bird. And I always say something like, thank you for helping Abby find her wings or learn how to fly. And so I knew there was a verse in the Bible that had to do with the fact that God cares for the smallest of birds. How much more does he care for us? And so I looked it up, and it's Matthew 10:29 through 31. Are not 2 sparrows sold for only a penny? And yet not one of them falls to the ground outside your Father's care. And even the very hairs on your head are numbered. So do not be afraid. You're worth more than many sparrows. And the words 2 sparrows jumped off the page at me, and I thought, that's it. That's the name. In that verse, God told us not to be afraid. I can tell you this, as a parent with a child with a severe disability, it is really hard not to be afraid. Fear is a very strong emotion, and it can take over your life and paralyze you as a parent. This is a lofty goal of mine and a lofty goal of ours as a company. We want to take that fear and remove it from parents' minds.